I want to tell you a riddle. What's harder than figuring out women? This apple cider. What up, Low Gangsters? Welcome back to my channel. It's time for you to steal your kids' juice because we're making apple cider today. That starts with the aforementioned apple juice. You can be a hero and squeeze your own juice from fresh apples, but I'm feeling less heroic today, so I'm using the pre-made, pre-squeezed kind. Now pay attention, you wanna buy the organic, no preservatives, unfiltered kind. So put your pretentious hat on, cram all your savings into a wallet and go to the nearest Whole Foods, the store where I feel poor. That's where I was able to find this apple juice. We also need some sugar and spice to make everything nice, some beast of an yeast to kick off the fermentation process, and this airlock and rubber stopper. As for the fermentation container, we're gonna do it directly inside the apple juice jug. So let's start by first adding the spices, 1 cinnamon stick, a few cloves, and 10 of the more attractive sisters of raisins, cranberries. Also a pound of brown sugar goes in, and for a better flavor, try to pour some of it all over your kitchen counter, I'd say. Put the cap on and shake the container in order for the sugar to dissolve. I know it's hard, but look at me, I'm doing CrossFit. 5 minutes later, the sugar dissolves, so it's time for the fun part. Brewing up the beast, please. Yes, this small package of wine yeast, you know what they say, good things come in small packages. This yeast will kick off the fermentation process, from which we'll obtain my favorite flavor of all, alcohol. But how does that work? Well, I think it smells like science. This package of wine yeast is your friend after smoking a couple of joints. How come? Let me explain. You know how some people after a few smokes suddenly become Mark Queens, wanting to demolish everything in the fridge right then and there? Well, yeast is exactly like that. This beast wants all things sugary, which we'll get from all the glucose found in the juice through a process called glycolysis. During this process, yeast will munch on sugar and decompose it into pyruvic acid, which will be further transformed to ethanol, the happy thing, and carbon dioxide, the fuzzy thing. That's how roughly alcohol is made. And may I add, yeast in comparison to your friend who only empties out your fridge actually gives you something back. Now that we know all this cool stuff, let's go back to the recipe. First, we have to wake up the dry yeast, which you can do by dragging it through some Coke, or for a more traditional way, take a sanitized glass that's been boiled for 10 minutes, to which we're gonna add some warm water at 98.6 Fahrenheit. If the temperature is too high, then the yeast will be killed, or if it's too low, then the yeast won't activate. The package of yeast goes in and mix everything up for the yeast to rehydrate, then add it to the jug. And wow, the juice is more bubbly than me when I'm drunk. Time to shake that thing again. No, not that thing, this thing. Then put the jug in a dark, cold place like my heart, a dungeon if you have one, or if you don't, the vegetable closet will work also, where it will stay for the next 3 to 4 weeks until fermentation ends. The timeline depends on the temperature of your environment. If the temperature is higher, then it will finish fermenting faster. 48 hours later, let's check on my new pet, which before checking might be both alive or dead according to Schrodinger's law. And it's alive, Brad Leone would say. All these carbon dioxide bubbles means that the fermentation is going strong. Now, if you don't see all these bubbles after 48 hours, something is wrong, the yeast is probably dead and doesn't want to grow. I'd sadly suggest starting over. This is also a great time to name your new pet. I named mine Jeff because I want him to go, "My name is Jeff," when he'll introduce himself to other ciders. And I'll see you guys when the fermentation stops. Alright, so 4 weeks later the fermentation ended. As you can see, we have few bubbles at the surface, and I also drank a little bit from Jeff, but he said he's okay with it. So now it's time to bottle up the cider, and good thing I'm an alcoholic and I have all these empty bottles lying around. You may want to sanitize your bottles by using a special sanitizer like this one, but since I'm gonna drink the cider in the next couple of weeks, I don't wanna go that route. To fill up the bottles, you wanna use a hose. Insert one end into the jug and the other into the bottle. To transfer the alcohol, bring the bottle at a lower level than the jug and start sucking on that hose until liquid infiltrates your mouth and you start gagging. Jesus! So that's why no man will ever propose to me, cause I'm a freaking animal trapped in a woman's body. Anyway, transfer the hose to the bottle and let it fill up with cider. And that's it, folks, hard cider. The alcohol hits you faster in a different way than the store-bought cider or any other alcohol for that matter. Also, the longer you let it sit in the bottle, the better it will taste as it will age. But I'd say let's enjoy this glass, and while I sip on this drink, let me drop this beat on you. Drunk men say hard cider is for pussies, but I can't stop drinking all hard juices. Shall I switch to this nice glass glass of whiskey. I think I'm gonna stick to drinking like a pussy. 'Cause an apple cider surely hits you hard. Darling, have another, the night is still young. Alright guys, and that's a wrap. We've made hard cider. Can you believe it? Can you freaking believe it? We made hard cider in our homes. So I won't have to pay money for alcohol for the next couple of days or so. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed spending time with me, please hit that subscribe button, teach that to the algorithm who's boss, and like and comment on the video. And until next time, remember, life is hard, get used to it.